Have you ever tried to increase your ROAS target in Google Ads, but smart bidding just didn't seem to care? Maybe you even raised it a lot and then your traffic suddenly dropped. This seems confusing, but smart bidding isn't really a black box. Smart bidding has its own way of doing things. In today's video, I'll help you better understand how it works and hopefully figure out why it sometimes seems to ignore our instructions. Hi, I'm Andrei with ID Marketing. Since 2016, we've been helping e-commerce businesses grow with Google Ads. Let's go. But before you start, make sure you're tracking conversions correctly. This means tracking conversions with JTM or Google tag, with enhanced conversions and consent mode enabled. You also need enough data. Aim for at least 50 conversions per month per campaign for smart bidding to work reliably. First, let's talk about how smart bidding really works. Smart bidding in Google Ads can be a little bit confusing. Sometimes it seems to work randomly, and increasing target can make things worse, not better. But it actually follows a logic. Think of it like this. Smart bidding has a memory. It remembers what your targets have been and how your campaigns have performed. So it's not just about the target you set today. Smart bidding looks at three things: your average ROAS target over time, what you usually aim for, your actual ROAS, and your current ROAS target, what you want to achieve now. This means that if you suddenly change your target by a lot, smart bidding might not react immediately. It needs time to see if change is really needed or if it's just a temporary fluctuation. That happens because of two unique factors: the time window trap and the conversion lag. First, let's explore the time window trap. An important thing to keep in mind is that smart bidding pays more attention to more recent data. It's like it has a short-term memory. Think of it this way: last 7 days are super important to smart bidding. Last 28 days still important, but not as much. Anything older barely matters. This explains why sometimes a small change to your target has a big impact, while other times a big change does nothing. It all depends on how your campaigns have been performing recently. So if your campaigns have been doing well only recently, even a small change to your target might cause smart bidding to react strongly. But if your performance have been stable for a longer time, a bigger change might be needed to get its attention. Now let's tackle the conversion lag. The concept of conversion lag is probably the biggest revelation of all. Here's what it means. When you look at yesterday's ROAS, it might show 300%, which means low. But if you look at that same day's results a week later, it could actually be 460%, much better. Why? Because some customers don't buy immediately after clicking, especially on more expensive items. They might browse your website, compare prices, or think about it for a few days, just like you and I behave when shopping in Amazon or other e-commerce website. This is called conversion lag. The good news is that smart bidding knows about conversion lag. It tries to predict how many of today's clicks will turn into sales later on. This is why smart bidding can sometimes seem slow to react. It's waiting to see if those predicted conversions actually happen before making big changes to your bids. Now let's talk about the 5 ways to influence smart bidding behavior, which I have found after managing dozens of e-commerce clients. The first way to influence smart bidding is portfolio bid strategies. Think of portfolio bid strategies as a way to give smart bidding some extra instructions. This works for regular search and shopping campaigns, but not for Performance Max. Here's how they help. Minimum bids. Imagine you're selling a brand new product. Smart bidding might be hesitant to spend much at first. By setting a minimum bid in your portfolio bid strategy, you force it to give your new product a chance. Maximum bids. Some products just seem to eat up your budget without bringing in much profit. Setting a maximum bid puts a limit on how much smart bidding can spend on them. Group targets. Let's say you have an online store with lots of campaigns. Instead of setting individual targets for each, group them into a few categories, like high profit products, regular products, and sale items. This gives you a clearer picture of what's working and what's not. Here's another benefit of portfolio bid strategies. They prevent costly mistakes. For example, they make it harder to accidentally set extreme ROAS targets like 5,000 instead of 500. It's important to keep your portfolio groups simple. Don't create too many. The second way to influence smart bidding is adjusting ROAS target. Changing your ROAS target is the biggest thing you can do to get better results with smart bidding. But here's the thing, small changes can have a big impact. Change your target by 10-20% at a time. Don't make drastic changes without a good reason. Big jumps over 20% can be risky, but sometimes they are necessary. Only do this when you understand and accept the risks, you're prepared for it potentially not working, working. Sometimes your actual goal is to force the system into learning mode. You need more volume, you're aiming for higher ROAS, or nothing else has worked. After trying everything else and before making a major change, ask yourself this: what's your real alternative? Sitting around and watching unprofitable performance? Sometimes being aggressive is exactly what you need. One important thing I noticed is that the more stable your sales, order values, and campaign performance are, the better smart bidding will respond to even small changes. The bottom line is, when changing your ROAS target, be thoughtful. Make sure you know exactly what you want to achieve before making any changes. It's okay to experiment, but be prepared for the consequences. The third way to influence smart bidding is grouping your campaigns. There are two main ways to group your Google Ads campaigns around target ROAS. First is a simple approach. Put all of your campaigns in one portfolio bid strategy and let smart bidding figure out how to balance them to reach your overall ROAS target. This works well if you have a clear ROAS target and your campaigns are generally performing well. The second option is divide and conquer. Create separate portfolio bid strategies for different types of campaigns. High ROAS for campaigns that bring in the most profit. Medium ROAS, your main campaigns that drive most of your sales. And low ROAS for campaigns focused on getting new customers or increasing brand awareness. This gives you more control and helps you see which type of campaigns are performing best. But which option is right for you? If your campaigns are stable and meeting your targets, the simple approach might be enough. If you need more control or want to analyze different campaign types separately, go with the divide and conquer approach. The fourth way to influence smart bidding is setting smarter ROAS targets. Easy to say, right? Many people make the mistake of setting the same ROAS target for all their Google Ads campaigns, but this can hurt your results. Here's how to set smarter targets. Think about profit, not just revenue. Some products have higher profit margins than others. Don't aim for the same ROAS on everything. Consider your overall business goals. Sometimes it makes sense to accept a lower ROAS to increase sales volume or attract new customers. In the search campaigns, treat different keywords differently. For example, keywords that start the buying journey. Someone searching for best commercial refrigerator might not buy today, but they might in a few weeks. Don't expect the same ROAS from these keywords as you do from keywords like buying commercial refrigerator now. Brand building keywords. Sometimes it's worth spending more on keywords that increase brand awareness, even if the immediate ROAS is lower. Keywords with hidden potential. Lowering your ROAS target for certain keywords can sometimes unlock a lot more sales. By setting smarter ROAS targets, you can maximize sales volume, attract new customers, increase brand awareness, get better understanding on how your campaigns are performing. To set smarter ROAS targets, you need to think like a marketer, not just a technician. Don't just focus on hitting a specific ROAS target. Think about the bigger picture and what makes sense for your business. The fifth way I use to influence smart bidding is manual bidding. Smart bidding usually does a good job of managing your bids, but sometimes you need to take over manually. To set bids, smart bidding analyzes various signals and their combinations. Signals like device, location, timing, and many others. When certain combinations of signals perform poorly, smart bidding may reduce bids until those ads stop showing entirely. When this happens too often, you need to reset the learning system so it can find profitable opportunities again. One way to fix this is to lower your ROAS target temporarily. This gives smart bidding permission to bid on segments it previously thought weren't profitable, essentially giving those combinations another chance to work. The other option is manual bidding. Manual bidding, though, should be treated as a last resort. Only use it in specific emergent situations. When I use manual bidding, big changes, like when switching from a slow sales season to a busy one. Technical issues. If my conversion tracking breaks, I might need to switch to manual bidding temporarily. Unstable performance. If my sales are all over the place, manual bidding can give me more control. Don't try to manually manage bids for thousands of products. It's best for specific situations, not overall management. Think of it this way. Smart bidding is like an autopilot system. It usually does a good job, but sometimes you need to take control to handle special situations or fix problems. Now I want to mention two helpful Google Ads tools I use to influence smart bidding. The first is seasonal adjustments. Seasonal adjustments in Google Ads are a tool that allows you to inform smart bidding of expected increases or decreases in conversion rate for upcoming events like promotions and sales. This helps your campaigns optimize bids during these times and return to normal performance afterward. I don't consider seasonal adjustments optimizing smart bidding for two reasons. The system doesn't keep the data it learns from these adjustments. After you use them, it mostly forgets what happened. And too many advertisers rely too heavily on these adjustments, using them all the time instead of fixing the real problems with their campaigns. Moving on to the second tool, data exclusions. Data exclusions in Google Ads allow you to tell smart bidding to ignore specific time periods where your conversion data was inaccurate. This prevents bad data from influencing your automated bidding strategies. Data exclusions, in my opinion, have limited usefulness. They are primarily beneficial for addressing tracking errors or periods of extreme performance fluctuations. So yes, you should definitely use these tools, but keep in mind that they can help temporarily, but they don't fix the real problem behind your campaign issues. The bottom line is that smart bidding is not perfect. Sometimes it reacts too slowly and other times too quickly, but it's not random either. Instead of fighting against it, your job is to help it make better decisions by giving it right signals at the right time. You might ask, what do I do now? Start small. Choose just one thing to work on. Maybe organize your campaigns better or try out portfolio bidding. Test it out and see how it works for you. If you're still not sure where to start, reach out. I'll take a look at your account and help steer you in the right direction. I've been helping e-commerce businesses grow with Google Ads since 2016. And finally, keep in mind that smart bidding will make mistakes sometimes, and that's normal. Your job is to catch these mistakes early before they become big problems. Now you have knowledge to do that. I'm Andrei with Marketing. Thanks for watching and have a great day.